buried on Teesside. About 1,000 people lined the road outside St John's Church in South Bank this morning. Leading the mourners were Mr Duffy's parents and his girlfriend Lisa, who is the mother of his 6-month-old baby. 2 lorries loaded with floral tributes were in the funeral cortege. One of the displays was in the shape of a boxing ring. About 300 people crammed into the church for the short 15-minute service. The grieving father, who says his son wasn't a joyrider but admits the boy stole cars to use in crime. More than 1,000 people turn up outside the church as murder victim Lee Duffy is buried in Middlesbrough.
A 26-year-old former boxer and nightclub bouncer was stabbed to death 2 weeks ago. Friends from Tyneside joined mourners on Teesside for one of the biggest funerals seen in his hometown of South Bank.
More than 1,000 people lined the road outside St John's Church in South Bank as the funeral procession arrived. His family and girlfriend Lisa led 300 mourners packed into the church where he was christened a quarter of a century ago. He became a legend in the underworld among his friends and enemies. He'd refused police protection 3 times after alleged attempts on his life since last Christmas. He was stabbed to death in a fight 2 weeks ago after an illegal drinks party in Middlesbrough. Although only 26, he had 14 convictions involving violence. Detectives leading the inquiry into his death were among the families who waited silently outside as the funeral procession left the church for a burial service at Eston Cemetery a mile away. More than 1,000 people surrounded the graveside as his family and closest friends said their last farewells. Some of the floral tributes were a reminder of his amateur boxing days. His mother carried with her a letter written during his last jail sentence, a 4-year term for assault and affray. From his cell in Liverpool jail, he wrote, "What a wonderful mother you were, and about the good times we had when you took us to the seaside or into the country. Those were the days, not a care in the world, just happy times. Then I grew up and discovered the big bad world out there." Tonight, a family friend said although he'd be remembered as a hard man, he was a loving man.
Duffy, the 26-year-old former boxer and nightclub bouncer, was stabbed to death 2 weeks ago. Friends from Tyneside joined mourners on Teesside for one of the biggest funerals seen in his hometown of South Bank.
More than 1,000 people lined the road outside St John's Church in South Bank as the funeral procession arrived. His family and girlfriend Lisa led 300 mourners packed into the church where he was christened a quarter of a century